Professor.
Yes, Tokyo.
What are we robbing?
The Royal Mint of Spain.
Is the professor living happily ever after, or is he planning something darker? These feelings continue to remain in the minds of those who watched the Money Heist Season 5 finale after all. Who can forget the clever and cunning professor in Money Heist? Being a Money Heist fan, you must be familiar with the professor. Actor Morte portrayed Sergio Marquina, also known as the Professor, for almost 10 years. Fans last saw him in the series finale, where he pulled off the daring Bank of Spain heist, successfully executing his intricate escape plan. Will he make a comeback in the sequel of Money Heist? It seems chances are very less that we will see the return of the professor in near future. In addition to expressing his protectiveness towards the professor, Spanish actor Morte confirmed that he doesn't really see himself appearing in Netflix's sequel of Money Heist or Season 2 of the spin-off of Money Heist, that is Berlin. I don't think that I will be part of the Berlin Season 2 or Money Heist sequel, he replied. I mean, I love them, but in a way I want to kind of protect the professor. It's a character that gave me so many beautiful things, a character that I love so much, and I wouldn't like to make just a cameo. Morte also expressed his affection for Money Heist, saying that he was thrilled with how the plot of his character was concluded in the original episode. I have known this family for many years, and I adore them all to the core of my being. However, I believe I made the decisions I had to make. He also spoke about how he liked the way the series and his character ended. Morte stated that he would be willing to return to the Money Heist franchise in around 10 years for a follow-up series that would reunite him with the original ensemble, even though he is not yet ready to reprise the professor. He considered that, in around 10 years, he wouldn't mind going back to reprise the role. Most importantly, if he were ever asked to return to his position as a professor, he didn't want to reject it. All of us have a lot of unanswered questions about the Money Heist and the history of the character Berlin and that of the professor, who is his half-brother. Even though actor Morte has dismissed his return in the spin-off Berlin, many of the fans are expecting the professor as one of the characters who will need to show up in the spin-off. But why is that, and do you think you have any ideas about that? In Money Heist, as the architect of the robbery, the professor was a fan favorite and Berlin's brother, friend and co-worker. In the character of Berlin, one could always draw from his audience admired intelligence. If you notice, the team always felt confident because the professor had prepared for almost every scenario that the robbers may have experienced. Viewers were enthralled with his cleverness as well and eagerly expected the professor's next move to oppose the operations of the cops. The professor and Berlin not only had great chemistry and frequently had the most interesting talks, but they also used their intelligence in their thieving camaraderie. Because they are siblings, the two characters are well known to one another, which gave their poignant moments together more weight. Berlin could only listen to reason and have a genuine conversation with the professor. Even though he was resistant to change, the professor would frequently encourage him to stand back and consider the effects of his choices. These are some of the reasons why viewers, including you and others, are expecting the professor's surprise entry in Berlin. However, it appears that everyone will continue to hold that expectation, with the professor never making a comeback in the spin-off. Everyone must be confused on what is Berlin's place in the Money Heist timeline. Since Money Heist's timeline didn't follow a linear tale, Berlin fits seamlessly into the universe. Berlin the prequel is the brainchild of Money Heist creator Alex Pina and executive producer Esther Martinez Lobato, although the spin-off prequel doesn't have a definite date. Pina said in an interview with Sensor Sign that the series took place around 2013. Money robbery started in 2017, therefore the events of Berlin took place 4 years before the major Spanish Royal Mint robbery. This implies that there is sufficient time between them for Berlin Season 2, albeit there hasn't been any confirmation yet. Berlin 2, a series on Netflix that is set in the Money Heist universe, has raised speculation over whether it is a prequel or a spin-off. Is Berlin 2 a prequel or a spin-off of Money Heist? Do you have any thoughts on this? Set years before the events in the money robbery, Berlin centers on the self-proclaimed golden age of the title character, during which he gathers a group of friends and tries to carry out a risky robbery at a Paris auction house. The series, which aims to provide more depth to the well-liked Berlin character, is equally concerned with the intriguing heist and the complex relationship that exists between Berlin's pursuit of true love and his career. Throughout the course of the 5 seasons of the Spanish criminal drama Money Heist, the characters planned and carried out a number of intricate heists. Berlin was undoubtedly one of the most outstanding characters in Money Heist, and he was given his own program 2 years after the series finale. Money Heist didn't follow a strictly linear plot over all 5 of its seasons, which was helpful when it came to Berlin. The character was killed off at the end of Money Heist Part 2, but flashbacks allowed him to reappear on the show multiple times. Due to the character's success, Berlin, a well-known crime series, saw its first spin-off when an 8-part drama series debuted on Netflix on December 29, 2023. Berlin sets out on a fun, fresh adventure with a new crew. Even though the new series doesn't have the same level of excitement and urgency as the popular show, Berlin chronicles the experiences of the title character prior to the events of the original series. Although the professor, played by Alvaro Morte, and Berlin were close in Money Heist, the latter didn't appear on the former's new program. Berlin's story follows Berlin and his new gang as they attempt to steal $44 million worth of jewels from Paris, France. The events of Berlin take place prior to the events of Money Heist Season 1 and 2. The spin-off prequel has guest stars Itziar Utono as Raquel Murillo and Najwa Nimri as Alicia Sierra, but doesn't involve the major characters from the original program. You must be a die-hard Money Heist fan. In fact, there are millions enslaved to the Money Heist and its characters like that of the professor. To be precise, Netflix has made its users emotionally indebted to its programming. So why is Money Heist appealing to the audience across the globe? Money Heist, also known as La Casa de Papel, has become a global phenomenon mostly due to streaming Stockholm Syndrome. This demonstrates how the industry has been affected by the massive streaming service. A decade ago, no one would have predicted the show would be shown outside of Spain. 167 million users from more than 190 countries are currently watching it, making it one of Netflix's cornerstone original series. The streaming service has been instrumental in assisting viewers in getting past the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles. A 15-episode limited series on the Spanish channel Antena 3 was licensed by Netflix and recut into 22 shorter episodes. It's hard to characterize Money Heist as prestige TV. However, compared to Babylon Berlin or Tabula Rasa, it is undoubtedly more approachable, and its pacing keeps you riveted to the screens. Consequently, the popularity of organic word of mouth was eventually surpassed by an abundance of media coverage, leading to a surge in merchandise and memes. Treating the gang as rebels opposing the state, rather than just as robbers, is a big part of what makes them so appealing. These are the men and women that the politicians and government have left behind, taking advantage of the common man to line their own coffers. The character backstories, which are told in flashbacks, show why they decided to take on this dangerous project. Do you think there will be a season 6 of Money Heist and the professor will make a grand return in the season? Do share your thoughts on this in the comment section. For more interesting stories and updates, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for notifications. Goodbye.